Hey, what's up guys, Superflip here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to solve the Pyraminx. Guys, if you're into cubing videos such as tutorials, reviews, competition vlogs, unboxings, etc., then remember to go hit that big red subscribe button underneath this video and hit the bell icon right next to it so that you never miss one of my videos. Alright guys, so the method I'm going to be teaching you in this video is called layer by layer, or LBL if you will. So that method is where you solve the tips, obviously, then you solve one layer intuitively, and then you use one of 5 algorithms to solve the top. So first let me give you a walkthrough solve, and then I'm going to start teaching it to you guys. Alright guys, so as you can see I have a scramble here. So first I need to solve all the tips, so let me just do that. So now as you can see all the tips are solved. Now I need to intuitively create a layer. So let's do that. So now I have intuitively created a layer. I've created the yellow layer, as you can see. And now I'm going to use one algorithm and finish off the top. There you go. The Pyraminx is now solved. Let me show you guys how to do that. Alright guys, so the first step in solving the Pyraminx with any method is to solve the tips. So I shouldn't need to go over this. If you've messed around with the Pyraminx at all, you should know that the tips are very easy to scramble and solve. So let's solve them. Just rotate them or turn them until they solve. Just like that. Now all the tips are solved, so that's step 1 completed. Now we're gonna move on to actually building the layer intuitively. Alright, so for this step we're gonna locate the centers of each color. So the center is the piece right under the tip. So if this is the tip, this would be the center. So this is one of the 3 yellow centers. So let's say you wanted to do green. First you locate the green centers. So I have a green center here, a green center here, and a green center here. So what I would do is I would get all the 3 green centers, or whatever color center you're doing, on one side. So in this case, I know that if I do an R and then an L prime, both of these centers will come here. And right now you're not worrying about edges or the tips. Of course the tips have to be solved though, so you don't need to worry about them at all. So you get the 2 centers to match with the other center, like this. And now you have 1, 2, 3, all 3 centers on one side. Now you could also have this case where it's 1 center here, 1 center here, and 1 center here. In this case you just need to turn them both so that they match on the same side. Alright guys, so once you have all 3 of one color center on one side, you can move on to solving the edges. So first, we see right here. So you have a blue, and then green, of course. So you got green center, blue center, blue center. So that means that this piece right here is going to be the green and blue edge. So look for the green and blue edge. We don't find it anywhere in the top layer, which means it has to be on the bottom layer. So I'm looking here and I see the green and blue edge right here. So to get it out of this stuck spot, this is where the green and yellow edge is supposed to go. So this is stuck, so we need to get it out. You do something called the sledgehammer. So the sledgehammer is the most useful thing while pyraminxing, if that's a word. It's R prime, L, R, L prime. Now this is the basis of most of the algorithms you're going to find in Pyraminx, so it's very important that you know this algorithm. It's very easy and it's very effective. So now over here we've gotten the piece out. We have green and blue edge. So now we're going to place it over the slot where it needs to go, just like here. And we're going to look at the bottom color, right? Or the layer that we're making. So we're making the green layer. So you put the green sticker in front of us, with the blue obviously not facing us, but still over the slot. And then we're going to do the sledgehammer. So R prime, L, R, L prime. And as you can see, it's been solved. Now, there could come the case where you try to match it up and it's not on the right, but the green is facing you, as it's supposed to be, since green is our layer. So it's facing you and blue is not facing you. In this case, if you do the sledgehammer and it doesn't solve, you just do it again and then it will solve. Now we need to look for a new color. So over here we're looking for the green and yellow edge, which is not in the top layer either, which means it's right here. So now it's stuck in this spot as well because we have red, green, which means the red and green edge is supposed to come here, not the yellow and green. So to get this out, if you remember what we did earlier, we do a sledgehammer, and then that comes out. So now the green and yellow edge is over here. We can move it just above the yellow and green edge slot, put the green in front of us, and then we do the sledgehammer until it gets solved. So now it is in its spot. So now we have 2 edges solved, all the center solved for the green layer, and obviously all the tips solved. So now we have the last edge to do. So let's find that. We're looking for red and green. Here it is right here. We have the red and green edge. It's not stuck anywhere. We place the green in front of us since that's our layer, and the red facing away from us, and right above the slot, and we do the sledgehammer. And just like that, we have created a layer. Let me go over that one more time and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright guys, so I have my Pyraminx scrambled here with only the tip solved. And so we decided the first step of building a layer intuitively was to get all the centers of one color on one side. So let's say you wanted to do green, right? So we have 2 green centers here and the last one is here. So obviously we can just turn it like that. So now we look for the edges. So let's do this one. We're looking for the yellow and green edge. It's right here. We have the yellow and green edge. So you put it so that the bottom color is facing us. So the green is facing us and the yellow is facing away. And we do the sledgehammer until it solves. That time we only needed to do it once and it got solved. Next we can move on to the red and green edge. So we're looking around and it's right here. It's not in its proper space, so we need to get it out. So we do a sledgehammer and it's right here. Then we put the green facing us since that's our bottom color, the red facing away from us, and we do a sledgehammer until it solves. Now that's solved, so now we have 2 edges solved. Now we move on to the last edge, which is the blue and green edge, which is right here. So we put the green in front of us, put the blue away, and do the sledgehammer until it solves. Now there also is one case where the piece is in its spot but it's flipped, as you can see. So the blue is supposed to go here and the green is supposed to go here. In this case, you assume that it's in its wrong spot, so you do the sledgehammer, put the green in front of you and the blue away, and again you do the sledgehammer until it solves. And there you go, we have an entire layer. Let's move on to the last layer. Alright guys, so now for this one you're gonna have to memorize 5 algorithms, but they're very easy and most of them are just the left-handed or right-handed version of another algorithm. So the first algorithm is this one. You recognize it where none of these pieces are actually solved. See, this is the red and blue and it's in the yellow and red. This is the yellow and red and it's in the blue and yellow. And this is the yellow and blue and it's in the red and blue. So what we do is we find the piece that is not matching any colors. So this piece, it doesn't match here, but it does match here. This piece matches here, but it doesn't match here. So these 2 pieces have one match, but this piece, it doesn't match here and it doesn't match here. So this piece has no match. So which means we put it in the back just like this, with the bottom color or the layer color still on the bottom. Then you look for the color that's not matching this side. So this is matching with this and this is not matching with this, which means this is the odd one out. So we start sledgehammering on this side. So we do our sledgehammer, we do U prime, L prime, U, L. And now our last layer is solved. There's also this version of that case, which is the second algorithm now, and it is the left-handed version of the other algorithm. So again, you keep the piece with no matches in the back, and then you're here and you're looking for the odd one out. So this piece matches with this piece and this one does not match with this piece. So this is the odd one out, and we're gonna start sledgehammering on this side instead of this side. So for the lefty sledge, we're gonna do L, R prime, L prime, R, and then to finish off the algorithm, we're gonna do U, R, U prime, R prime. And that was our second algorithm. Let's move on to the third. Alright guys, so this is our third algorithm, and before you actually do this algorithm, you need to match up the center. So if it was here, you need to get this center matching with its others so that it's easier to deal with. So now that we have it, you can see that it's all headlights no matter where you look on the top layer. So the way you do the algorithm is you look at the headlights and look for the corresponding side. So here I have yellow headlights and this is the yellow side. So I'm going to move the right side up. I'm going to move the headlights away from that corresponding side. So the corresponding side is right here. So I'm going to move it away. I'm going to move the right side down. I'm going to move the upside away again. I'm going to move the right side up, away one more time, and then right side back down. So when you go fast, it looks like this. Just like that. So that's the algorithm. And this leads into our next algorithm, which is the fourth, which is just the inverse or left-handed version of the third one. So in this case, it's headlights everywhere, as I said, and you still need to match up the center with the other centers. But the way you recognize this one is, again, you look for the headlights and look for the side, the corresponding side. So this is blue, and the blue's right here. So I'm going to start moving away once I do the first move. But instead of doing R, I'm going to do L prime, then I'm going to move it away, then L, so move the left side down, and then I move it away, then I move left side up, so L prime, then I move it away one more time, and then I do L, so back down. And that was our fourth case. So as you can see, these algorithms are very easy. Let's move on to the last algorithm. Alright guys, so this case is called 2-flip and it is our last case. This is where the entire cube is solved except for two edges, which are both flipped. So this edge is flipped and this edge is flipped. So for this one, there is no lefty or right-handed side, it's just one, so let me teach you that. So you're holding the two pieces in front of you like this. You do a sledgehammer, so R prime, L, R, L prime. Then you do a weird rotation, which looks like this, so like that. And then you do R, L prime, R prime, L. So that was our last case. Let's do one more walkthrough and then I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, so that was our last case. So I'm going to do one more walkthrough and then I'll send you on your way. So let's say you first solve the tips, of course. And then you want to do the blue side, right? So you're going to solve all the blue centers. So you see one here, here, and here. So you get them on one side very intuitively, just like that. And now you can move on to the edges. So first thing I see here is that in the red and blue edge spot, the red and blue edge is actually there, but flipped. So we do our first thing that we learned. We do a sledgehammer. We come back here, so the blue's facing us, and we do a sledgehammer until it solves. So now it is solved, so I can move on to the yellow and blue edge. That's right here. We have a blue edge in front of me, just like that. So I can do the sledgehammer until it solves. Now it's solved. I can move on to the green and blue edge. So here it is. I put it over the slot, put the blue in front of me, and sledgehammer until it solves. Now we got a last layer case of 2-flip. So I'm going to hold the 2-flip in front of me, do the sledgehammer, do the weird rotation, and do R, L prime, R prime, L. Now the Pyraminx is solved. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, then remember to give it a like and share it with your friends if you think they can get something out of it. Comment down below any suggestions or questions you have, and remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you never miss one of my videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.